And celebrating Pride, how former Mayor Harold Washington paved the way for gay rights in Chicago.
And tonight, he was called the People's Mayor, Chicago's first black mayor. Harold Washington did what no mayor before him had ever tried.
But you may not realize how his achievements paved the way to Chicago electing its first openly gay mayor. Chris Hush explains how one group is shining a light on his legacy during Pride Month and beyond.
It was the little guy who put Harold Washington into office.
Harold Washington is a candidate for the people.
At a time in Chicago politics when human rights were heavily debated, even stonewalled.
Mayor Washington was able to solve it.
And it's what happened in the late 1980s that the Harold Washington Legacy Committee says set him apart from any of the 50 mayors before him.
What the gay community was lacking at that time was political representation. And that's why we connected to the groundwork that now exists today for Mayor Lightfoot.
Pastor Richard Redmond, a former aide to the late mayor, recalls Mayor Washington's battle to finally get the Human Rights Code, initially called the Gay Rights Bill, to the council floor in 1986, after sitting in committee for more than 10 years. Washington lost support, the ordinance didn't pass, but momentum had finally been created.
The aldermen who were on his side at the time actually fell off. Of the 25, we had only 18 that would support him.
The Human Rights Ordinance finally passed a year after his death. Josie Childs, chairman of the Harold Washington Legacy Committee, says they're not only honoring the foundation he helped lay down in Chicago's LGBTQ community, but recognizing his achievements every month from now to what would have been his 100th birthday next April.
We're asking the community at large to pick up something and do it just in the name of Harold Washington. Whatever you want to do, whether it's a church with a sermon, our community organization with a meeting.
And how do we best preserve his legacy going forward?
On that day of April 15th, 2022, slap on the old paraphernalia, bring out the old buttons. Remember the time when you were there, he visited you, you heard him speak. Teach your young about this mayor who was for all human beings.
Remembering how the city's 51st mayor helped write the story for the Chicago we know today.
God bless you all, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Chris Hush, NBC 5 News.
Another part of the Washington legacy, one I didn't know about.
Yeah,
Thanks to
I
Chris.
didn't either. He's still impacting the city of Chicago.